Yeah, whatever you want, baby girl. You can have any
exactly.
agent. Just help us win, bro. Please, bro. I need the win, bro.
And he is.
But it's working. Got to go fast. And Cubert Academy ready to step up. But as soon as the smoke comes up, did not want to get hosed down by Winthrop. So Cubert Academy not going to play as fast and loose yet. Well, Infiltrator was gonna flank, and then, you know, that happened. But hey, Cubert Academy are marching.
And now, though, you still have TenZ inserted into the C cubby. So as it's not really being spotted by the camera yet, TenZ could actually start pulling rotates when he starts moving up and breaking this camera. But because they've already forfeited the whole sewer side for Cubert Academy when they've lost Redux at the very beginning, you can't really walk back into A. So they decide to group up together and go for the last minute hit into the C site where now Moves is about to get tested.
It's a real dance between all the sites. Here's the plant, smoke in place, Moves and Flare together, no paranoia, but vibes, and he'll be on his way, and I would like this recon to be used first so he can at least assess and get some attention. Shots towards the recon, it's been messy, but a big opener, as it's a double kill for Moves. And TenZ has to pick things up and out, see who's there, and Redux is ready to fight. Even while pinged, big win for Ali. Got the double tap out, but not expecting that much smoke. The big double kill for T-Dog sets up Cubert for success. Now with the smoke in place, they'll get to cover their tracks and think of what's next.
That was also part of the plan. Redux letting himself getting Owl Drone, getting picked off so T-Dog can pick up the Guardian and get 2 kills. So they went for a force buy after getting a plant for Cubert Academy. But it's not the good old trusty stinger buy. They tried to go for range because of this type of map where you're trying to go for picks at the long range distance, and you can't really use util to open up sites, so nice little picks to start.
Good fault line from Nismo, and Winthrop have to now battle through the smoke, depending on how Azure wants to pop out. Infiltrator with a big tube. Timing. Now it just moves in a 1 versus 2, and it's a good effort. He is. Could catch Cubert, and well, I guess Flair's gonna peek out of garage and get the spike down. Gonna cause some activity for Cubert to recover that. I'm surprised that Flair and Hallie didn't want to try and go for more. Still an important cutoff point. TenZ is down, traded by Redux. The spike continues its way over. Maybe gonna need some help though from Knights, especially with the paranoia, but now deciding, okay, there's way too much danger here. They're gonna go through A.
Well, it's so hard for them to get map control, and they've already lost T-Dog in the very beginning. You can't drone into garage. You're trying to group up to hit up the B site so that it's easier for you to entry, but Nismo just got caught off. The silver lining, at least, is that they have an open site for C to plant, and they also have better weapons to work with in the post plant, because nobody really picked up, and only Flare finally picked up a rifle here.
Shock bolts and recon so annoying out of Nasi and Cubert.
Yeah, it's a simple just take the site. They should smoke. I mean, they should have smoked Heaven at this part. They went a little bit too late, or too early rather, before the smoke bloomed. Yes, he gets traded out, but they're still running out of players now in the post plant for Cubert. Thankfully, finally Knights gets a pick.
And Winthrop loses the op too, so Cubert equal numbers. Now it's gonna be Heaven taken. Sova through the front door. Nasi with shock bolts. Not feeling like he has enough time to flesh out these zones, and Nasi tries to do it all on his own. Now it's just up to Flare. Good paranoia. She could have combined that with his teammate. Perfectly synchronized, but now time is running out, and Cubert have all their bases covered as Flare chases down this last person. T-Dog is running for his life, buying time. Hunter's Fury early from Nasi detecting something from Cubert over at A, and it gets the spike down, so Cubert already have a setback. Kind of want to see TenZ activate, especially with the overdrive, and that's an offensive Hunter's Fury, and Winthrop hits, backs against the wall, but there's a bite from Winthrop. They will not be evicted, not without a fight. But Fraggers from Cubert get into position, and it's just T-Dog left with a bark, and against Moops and Ali, just kind of a sort of high-low going on. T-Dog has shock bolts, but oh yeah, recon too.
It just came back up. That said, though, with 50 seconds left, he's probably gonna have to recon to find info, but that's at the risk of giving his own position away.
Hearing some walking near the door too, so They have eyes on the spike. Winthrop aren't going to be forced to move. And you've given them a chance to reposition, but T-Dog is also faking, making it look like he's maybe moved through main. And had this isolated 1v1 against Allie, but
I like the idea. So you had the undercut coming out here from the B site with the flash, or the smoke rather, but at least Knights is able to answer back into the garage.
I know
exactly was gonna hit from Infiltrator too, and that's such a big win condition you remove from them. Neural theft, because of that drop, will give an advantage to Redux and Friends of Cubert, figuring out which the weaker site is, and Flare throws a paranoia, but Nasi wasn't by his side, so they're gonna take a second to regroup. I like maybe just trying to hit a different angle too through garage. It is smoke though, and because Cubert have all 5 alive, they have so many bells and whistles for this post plant, even having a drone later on.
Yeah, I'd probably save for his Winthrop here, even if you could buy within the next round. Trying to make it expensive in his next thing, but after that HP remaining from Nasi, these last 2 guys have to save. I like the pivot though coming back from Cubert Academy. The
paranoia through Cubert just are getting surrounded, and they need to pick an angle to dominate in. And with Infiltrator, it's gonna be hard. Neural theft is gonna help Winthrop suss out where Cubert are going.
It's a solo A-hold from Ali. He already used a double tap, so 1v1 here. Oh, he's screwed.
Okay, at least the contingency to try and block some of this damage. He's gonna need help, and backup has arrived. 911, the ambulance for Winthrop has made its mark, and it's just Knights.
The over-rotate from Cubert towards the A site.
Ooh. Finding Allie early, Cubert ramping up the aggression, reading Winthrop, and adapting well. Now it's the paranoia that splits Cubert in half, as Winthrop want to prevent this from getting too settled. Flare and Nasi do such a fantastic job. You dodge in the camera too, like IRL, but shooting through the smoke. There's the vulnerable out of the ISO. Cubert now just spamming through the smoke and moves with 30 HP, gets 2 for the road, making it a lot easier for Infiltrator in this 1v1 against Knights, who honestly could have even teleported at that window. Had enough time to plant. Infiltrator will be in heaven. Isn't gonna spot any targets. And based on the plant, he's in hell and sends him right there. A tough duel. Like how actually that Yor has an isolation, and that's an opener against Nismo, and runs headfirst into Knights and puts him to bed and opens up the B site for Winthrop to carry through, and there's only so much space he can make. Winthrop will have to make do, and on the flank, T-Dog with 10 HP, open for a backstab, isn't gonna have the right timing, but in the front line is Redux and Garage. Ready to swing, but Flare's ready. If Redux wants to follow through, and that's good backup. This is a good Winthrop pistol, at least in terms of health. But Winthrop still don't know where T-Dog is, I believe, so this backstab could still be huge. He's catching Flare, takes his time. TenZ has the most health too. Nasi's gonna turn around to deal with Garage, so TenZ just has to finish up this round. No, Nasi! It's nasty!
Far for Cubert.
Infiltrator has to do this was the outlaw, I guess.
Shorty.
Oh, Shorty, okay. That's where it is, and it's down on the ground now. Who cares what he has? Cubert just hold the line, and T-Dog is something else. Even combined with TenZ, they hold the wall, and they hold Winthrop back from the spike too.
Gotta count your lucky stars, especially there for T-Dog to find that timing.
On the right side, and it's working. You'll get moves and a fault line. It's trying to assist the rest of Cubert to collapse on this Winthrop entry. While the rest, okay, the spike is left behind, so Winthrop are like, hey, we got the site. Where's the rest of you? Well, TenZ will find the rest of you, and he gets the one. And the Winthrop will march with what they have left. Infiltrator and Allie against Nismo and T-Dog. Full util kill contract 1v1, and in real life 1v1 in the kill contract. Nismo shuts down Allie. This is what could help save Cubert Academy and give themselves more cushion against the 11 rounds of Winthrop. Unless Infiltrator can speak a win into existence.
Flash gave his position away, but T-Dog doesn't want to drone himself to give his own position away. They just want to play the time. If anything, Hunter's Fury is going to be perfect in the last second when Infiltrator's going to try to plat, so you're just trying to play to your best of capabilities here with what you have in your pocket. Free kill. Very beginning. And now... Oh, the TP!
What's going on?
No, he's still alive!
He's going in blind. TenZ still there. And the flank is generated from Qbert through A. And the Hunter's Fury tries to pierce the hearts of the defenders. And Winthrop have an open sight, but Garage being pushed from Qbert. You got flashes from Nismo. Ready for the count. Paranoia too. Still, Nasi is still able to get one, but Nismo's just better. He could deliver them. Omen, Cypher within the site. Paranoia, contingency forward. A lot of space taken. The Judge, where the sun don't shine. And Qbert left to pick up the pieces. And 2 tripwires are going to stop TenZ on this flank, while Infiltrator heads back to dispatch that darn duelist. And it's not just him, it's T-Dog too. And TenZ has it off, which isn't the most easy thing to try and push 2 people. What a pinch from Ali and Infiltrator. Now everything feels pretty set in stone for Winthrop. Nismo's on the site, but there's 4 ahead, and his position don't have the luxury of having a breach or something easy to get into the site. I guess Infiltrator will just shoot better. And that's going to weaken that and get Qbert to scramble to fill those gaps.
Playing in another player deficit now for Qbert Academy, and playing Saucelet on C, full retake, just counting on the trips for information so that you can double up in the buddy system, and the buddy system gets fully denied in front of B site. That should be GG right here.
It's good teamwork out of Qbert, despite everything, even with the double swing. But Winthrop, just the patience really pays off. How they're able to work the map, but also execute a little bit faster at the end. You love to see Winthrop have just a shining moment early on in playoffs, taking Qbert's map pick of Haven. He slips right by, and they get hit by a Paranoia, though, from Flare. And Qbert are going, they're trying to join the other team. They're going to the defensive spawn and not coming out with any kills. So Qbert will just have to play this from front to back, 3v5. It's just going to be 5v nobody with Winthrop taking the pistol.
Walking right into it.
And don't tempt him with a good time. And Ali won't be here for a long time either. Just walking past the smokes. Man, I love that fire out of Qbert. Finally picking up the pace. Nasi will walk away with 2, silencing Qbert. And what looked like a relentless run on this offense. But now the threat is coming from stairs. That's where they last saw Winthrop escape. So Qbert... the suppressing fire is there as they watch to see if Winthrop will repeat. As the dust settles, Qbert will have to make do without T-Dog and TenZ, which are going to be pretty important. Pivot into B. I love this read. Out of moves with a stinger. And he just gets flashed and won't be able to do much.
Beautiful flash coming out from Nismo for that assist too. And
Infiltrator would be in a position to counter if that were to be the case. So Qbert march on. They deal with moves in the corner, and Nasi gets caught a bit, but he escapes at the back. Waterfall, Flare emerges. He's alone. Nasi's smoked off, and Qbert just dispatch one problem at a time. But still, we can't give up on Winthrop. They just know how to strike back when the odds are against them, but Qbert closes it out. Ooh, Infiltrator heating up, and the pings through the wall, the overdrive! Just takes care of most of Qbert. But wait a minute. What is going on? Flare is cooking. He's lighting up too. That's been snuffed out. And with Winthrop just sizzling in this round, you thought that Qbert, this is just going to be a quick round. We're actually in a 2 versus 2. Oh, a Steel Garden. Okay, we're trying to chase whoever this is. Nasi just trying to get away. And a Nightfall infested too. And just one darn classic could have ended all of Qbert's hopes in this round. Now just a 1v1, T-Dog versus Moobs. Wrapping around through stairs. Fowler's shot. T-Dog knows he's close. Trying to play the clock, play his life. The re-swing! Moobs wasn't ready!
2 versus 2.
I thought that overdrive was just gonna... flawless. I mean, Infiltrator doesn't need an overdrive to sweep through Qbert. Now you got a showstopper too? Infiltrator, let him cook. Oh my god, Ali's involved too. Qbert just tried to brawl through rubble and just lost. That's all she wrote. Redux, the Rebel side, and Cuba want to hit the site while it's weak, while it's open.
Ow.
And Moves says open who? We're closed for the day. Picks up one, Neural theft out, Winthrop are on the way, and it's Cuba that are floundering against the Winthrop that look really established. A 2 versus 2. TenZ gone, up to Redux, who's out of sight, out of mind. Now pinged by the drone. Nazi will spam through the wall with an Odin. And Redux takes a bit of damage. At least has the smoke still up to isolate. On the approach, do they know they're about to walk into a trap? Nismo has some util of his own, tries to flash and Winthrop fire back. They got nades. Kubert have an overdrive. And it's a bloodbath, and Kubert aren't making any headway. Ali's just too clean. A 3K. Actually pushed through Rebel solo. We'll have this 1v1 against Ali. He's gone. Now Kubert could try to chase us down for the trade. Ali's very injured, 20 HP, but there's support from Nazi still with an Odin. Loud and proud, and even a drone. Such good information, a good position for Winthrop too. Kubert are just gonna walk right into the line of sight of Nazi. There's no way. TenZ a victim too. Into Kubert, but there's a Nightfall breach util. There's only a defending Hunter's Fury that keeps Infiltrator safe from the swarm of bees that is Kubert.
Look at the HP after the Hunter's Fury. They're so low.
Another Odin travesty, but this time Kubert have a response, but there's only one person left
30 seconds
to take
left.
the test, and it's Knights in a 1 versus 3. At least he's got the spike. There's still a lot for him to clear by himself.
Exactly. And with the camera and trip still up towards the C site, I mean, this should be an easy rotate after a plant for Kubert Academy. Unless they fumble the bag and are not coordinated on a retake, this should be an easy round now for Winthrop to take the lead 7-4.
Knights to get a surprise. He was expecting a walk down stairs, and Infiltrator is low. Depends how Ali and Infiltrator work together. Ali down, Infiltrator is gonna swing solo. And that could have been deadly if Knights had stood there. Now Moves and Infiltrator have synced back up, and the defuse is being held past the halfway point. And Knights is gonna get both of Infiltrator, but I got finger guns. Steel Carbon won't affect these. And Kubert Academy on the other side of that smoke. Actually, Knights teleported in or something. This is so staggered from Kubert. Messy rounds back to back from both teams. And Winthrop got caught in a bit of a fault line. Just Nismo got blinded and he couldn't capitalize. Wall up. He just heard the reload, heard the boom bot. How he's skipping across. That was fun. Meanwhile, Winthrop got an advantage going at C and a plant too.
And a huge numbers advantage of 4 versus 2. They can play within the site. They already have one person watching the flank.
Okay, TenZ slow check against Infiltrator, and just staggering in solo isn't gonna help.
On the defense.
Oh, okay, Knights stabilizes. Infiltrator was just testing him. This is mostly a save hero vandal from Nasi, and that'll be behind. But Sacrificial Lamb of Ali goes forward. Yeah, he's got thorns in his way. He's got a thorn in his side, and Kubert are all over them like butter on toast, and the spike's right in front of him, and that's just dessert. So Kubert be able to try and close the gap in the score.
Yeah, very nice. Winthrop University, I mean, they are bringing weapons into this one, but it is a bonus round that you have here for Winthrop. And that's why I feel like Kubert Academy allowed themselves to be a little bit more complacent at the beginning here. Getting fully stunned, but still getting killed while stunned is quite nice there for Knights. And Redux there for the save, and a flawless is perfect.
For Kubert, they're not too far behind. Some good flashes, good thorns. Redux with the setup, but needs to back up Knights, who's just a one-man army. We don't need a man. Now he gets back to safety, and Winthrop have to figure out what's next. Oh God, Moves. Is he gonna do it? 1v3, okay. Good 2 for 1's not bad. And now you just opened up B, you're going behind Rubble, so the options are limitless for Winthrop, although don't got a lot of manpower. It's how much clearance he got through B, inching around through rubble. Now work together. He trades and Flair finishes up the job.
Two challengers has been quite nice, and you've already seen it from Sato at the beginning, but we'll hold that thought. Here's some action. Players are dying. Advantage Qbert.
Fell over, folded like a lawn chair. What the hell just happened? And this is the type of Winthrop get close to the finish line and Qbert start the comeback. Oh, Thorns, nope. Wow. Yeah, I guess, yeah. You know what? Yeah. Because showstoppers are just canceled like that. So 3 versus 3 on a couple players on Winthrop having classics. Wait a minute. Okay, neural theft from Moves. This is possible. Knights in the picture, but Moves is painting a different ending to this for Winthrop with the spike planted. And Knights at least with the paranoia, but okay. Moves down for the count. Knights position revealed. I see an infiltrator watching both sides of their fortress.
I like this.
You just want
3
Knights
pistols
to
and
save
2.
here? Is
3
it possible?
pistols? I mean, no, he's going to go for it. He has to. He's been feeling it so far on the defensive side. We're giving him so much space, but speaking of space, they want to fight back here for Rumble control again.
Oh, denial of the weapons, the owl drone, just to see the corpses left behind of Winthrop. Will lose the war for Rubble once again. This Prowler won't get deep enough for Qbert. And now all rests on Knights with the Stinger, who's just not going to take the risk of getting his one. He'd rather be one with his team, and that means a plant for Winthrop.
Planted.
It's a silver lining, but we've seen scenarios here where Knights was able to clutch up a 1 versus 3 before, so player disadvantage could still be doable here for Winthrop University in this 3 versus 5.
Nightfall versus Hunter's Fury as Nasi hopes to keep the forces of Qbert at bay. And now it's a brawl within the sights. And just Nasi left. So many injuries, hemorrhages. A hospital that Qbert won't be able to access yet, and a peak.
Forces out the Rolling Thunder, but Seaside's open.
Yeah, the Rolling Thunder gets you a guarantee on Nasi, but Winthrop have evicted the rest of Qbert and want to set themselves up for a match point, but I need this round to end before I really feel like there's going to be a winner. You just
I'm not going to say
know.
anything. This is all you.
Challengers fumble. Okay, T-Dog 1 versus 2. Just another day at the office, right? It's a familiar scenario for him. This time we'll be able to tap the spike. He has to walk past the smoke and have to have his crosshair melee up. You don't know if someone's at the left corner. Try and draw fire towards him as Flair can have the smokes back up. And T-Dog is gonna fight for this tooth and nail. And he's revealed, come at me, bro. I mean, can't deny the sort of changes that have been happening role-wise. I mean, even Redux, I thought, did a great job on the Duelists last time, and it's first blood for Winthrop, and a save for Qbert.
No.
Not ideal to be playing Stingers at range against Nasi and his Vandal, and what he's been able to be for this team, which is impactful. And he's not even done his tear. TenZ has to pick up the pace and laser him down. Have to put down the gun to put down Nasi. It's another C hit. And the thorns from Qbert were not enough. Winthrop 4 versus 2. Semifinals ready. Knights on his way. What is he cooking? Oh, he can't go on the flank. That's denied by Infiltrator. Winthrop base is loaded. Base is covered. Looking for a home run. And it's TenZ and Knights. These together. Put the crack in the smoke. Exploited. Flair ignites. And Winthrop to the semifinal.
Winthrop University with a clean series